sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live on this Tuesday evening, ready for another edition of Across the Board. We're talking Jayson Tatum, Peterson of Kansas, and more. Welcome to the show. I got my man Post Game of the Post Game 86 podcast here with me this evening. How you feeling, Post Game?
I feel good, Rob. How you feeling? Well, first, let me say,
I feel
happy,
good, bro. I feel good.
my man. Let me. I gotta give a shout out to the greatest basketball player to ever touch a basketball. Happy birthday to the great Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Happy birthday to Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And also, rest in peace to Reverend Jesse Jackson, who passed away. Peace to his family, condolences, the whole 9 yards. Great man, great human being, grateful for what he's done through his lifetime. And I hope that his family and all of his friends really have some fond memories of him and have a lot to share with the public about the life that he lived and the things that they encountered together so that they can share with the world how great this man was. Rest in peace, Reverend Jesse Jackson. We also going to welcome our man, One Take. Zaya in the building with us. How you feeling, One Take?
Man, I'm good. What's up with y'all? How y'all doing?
Oh, we're good. Ready to cook tonight. We're going to be talking Jayson Tatum, like I said earlier, Peterson of Kansas, and more. Let's get right on into it. What's your thoughts on Jayson Tatum possibly returning to play ahead of time?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely incredible. Uh, these injuries back in the day would have been devastating injuries, and guys are getting right back to it. Um, but I did hear today that Jason Tatum has decided that or not decided, but Jason Tatum said, I believe on X, that he isn't sure that he's going to return this season. Uh, Whether he returns or not, the fact that he's practicing with their G League team is absolutely incredible. And if he does return, well, we'll get there. You got another question, but absolutely incredible if Jason Tatum is able to return this season. And it just speaks to, the medicine, the upgrades in technology and whatnot for a guy to return. Because again, this used to be a devastating career in the injury. So kudos to him and the hard work he's put in.
Yeah, he put a lot of work in, man, to be this far ahead of schedule. That's the first thing that come to mind, man, because you know the medicine has progressed real well, but you still got to put the work in, the therapy in, and that man, listen, that's just different. I don't know. I hope he returned because, quite frankly, if he ball, I don't want him to get hurt again. But if he ball out, this would probably be like one of the greatest returns we ever seen and witnessed with our own eyes. Especially if they could do something like in the finals or something, bro. It'll be an amazing story for real. What happened?
What you think about that, SEC, Sean? Welcome to the show. How you feeling this evening?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Tweaked my back the other day, so I've been out of work for a couple days, but we all right. Yeah, Isaiah, you right. It'll be one of the best we've ever seen. Um, it reminds me of Adrian Peterson when he blew his knee out and came back real early and almost put 2,000 yards on the board. That's what that would remind me of. If he comes back and they do something, if he comes back and he's off and bad and rusty, then people are going to say, well, you should have waited and just come back next year. So, uh, we're gonna see what happens. But yeah, it's even to be this close to coming back is pretty impressive to me.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that he is at this point in his rehab and he's able to work out with their G League team. But I really do not want him to come back this season. I want him to take this time necessary to get. And I'm not saying he's not 100% healthy. I don't know. But I would want him to take the time. I wouldn't want him to come back too soon. I think that that's the type of injury that no matter how good the sports medicine is, how well he has been rehabbing, how well he's feeling right now, I think he should allow himself to take off the rest of this season and come back next season. It would be great if he does for Boston Celtics fans because I know they want to see him back out there on the court. But for the long term, I would like to see him uh, lay it down for a minute. Can Tatum's return hurt Boston's chemistry, and will he be? Will he come in starting for the team when he comes back? If he comes back this year,
I don't I don't think he'll start. I mean, you're going to be on severe load management if he come back, in my opinion. Um, so I don't see him starting that. If he starts, what's he going to do? Play 3 minutes, sit down. Play 3 minutes, sit down. Nah, just let him come in off the bench, get his time, get used to it, get into the rotation. You've already been playing with this starting five for the whole season. Don't change it up now. You're just adding a piece.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think if he was to return after the All Star break, I think you kind of do it in increments. Uh, I wouldn't. If it was up to me, he wouldn't start right away. Um, he'll start. Just spoon feed him as he go, and with the hopes that he's up to 100% or very close to 100% by the time the playoffs start. So if he comes back, would it mess up their chemistry? No, because I think they're going to do it right. They're not going to just put him in the starting lineup from day one and expect him to be the same Jayson Tatum. But I think their chemistry would be good. This is a well-ran organization in Boston. They have a hell of a coaching staff. They have a hell of a roster. I don't think the chemistry would be affected so long as they do it right. They execute his returns right. He'll be fine. He'll gradually get back to that player that he is. And the Boston Celtics will be rolling. And quite frankly, they're already rolling. They're the second seed in the Eastern Conference. So that just speaks to the organization they are.
Yeah, I don't think it'll hurt their chemistry. Because if he do come back, I don't think they'd put him in the starting lineup unless they felt like he was 90% or above. Now, that would be a great option to have off your bench. You know, it depends when he would come back too. Because what is it, like 30 games left in the regular season or something, give or take. So I don't know. He definitely wouldn't play back to backs. It would be a fill out process for me though. Like if I don't like what I see from him in like the first 2 weeks, I'll sit him down for the rest of the year.
Well, one thing you got to look at too is they're going to be able to monitor and watch him, see how he looks in the G League.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big help. If he ain't looking right, then I think the hard decision needs to be made that, look, man, just sit down, relax, calm down, take this year.
And one thing about that G League, his G League performance, and I kind of take it with a grain of salt because what else are they gonna say really? But they said he looked like himself. So if that's true, that's pretty amazing, fellas.
Yeah, I do take that with a grain of salt too, because you're talking one of the best players in the NBA in the G League. I mean, even 50%, he's probably going to dominate that league. That's like taking an Alex Rodriguez or an Aaron Judge off the Yankees and dropping them in single A baseball and letting them hit at 95 home runs in 2 weeks, you know? So yeah, don't it, I'm not worried about his stats in the G League. I'm worried about what does he look like.
Yeah, I think that Boston organization understands that when Jayson Tatum comes back, they can't put him in the starting lineup. They need to go ahead and slowly bring him along, giving him minutes here and there, so that the chemistry does not get messed up. Like post game said, they're the number 2 seed in the East. They don't. They definitely don't want to mess that up. So I think they will bring him along slowly. And I like the point you made. One take Zaya, he would be a heck of an addition coming off of the bench. Because that second unit that comes in there, you got to score like Jayson Tatum against other people's second team that comes in. Man, he would be balling out, and that will really let him get his legs up under him. That will allow him to find his shot and things like that, and not really mess up that chemistry. It'll be a bonus for them to be able to bring him in off the bench and not start him. Will Peterson be the first overall pick in the NBA draft, or will the missed time keep him from being number one? He's missed a lot of time here this season. Do you think he's going to be the number one draft choice, or this time that he missed is going to hurt him?
That's the question. That's. I mean, if there's no health concerns, if his medicals check out, Peterson will be the first overall player drafted. But I mean, a lot of people have concerns about his health, maybe even his character. People have issues. I believe one of the games they caught somebody texting and blasting him for sitting out for being sick. But I mean, in the load management era, I mean, as long as he doesn't have anything specific, anything crazy with his medicals, that kid can ball. And he's going to be an elite scorer in the NBA if he's healthy. So if I got the first overall pick and the medicals check out, I'm taking Mr. Peterson.
Yeah, give or take. I mean, give or take. I would say he is the overall number one seed, but in a couple scenarios, I don't think he go number one. If the Pacers get the number one seed, I think pairing Tyrese Halliburton, Maruthin, Miles Turner, all them guys, I think Cam Boozer is a better slotted player for the Indiana Pacers organization. I think they will definitely probably choose him over a Peterson because I think their backcourt is just it's already a finished product. I think if you add somebody to that front line, you can get right back to it. That's what my thought process will be. You can get right back to the finals, adding another 15-9 guy into that starting lineup. So the Nets, they're just going to take whoever the best available prospect is on their board if they get the number one pick. It just really comes down to which team get it, honestly. And even in the Nets situation, I think if you look at ceilings, I would think they would think the Banster got a higher ceiling than Peterson. So I don't think he's a foregone conclusion at going number one. Pretty much, give or take.
Yeah, it's pretty spot on. What does a team need? I mean, we all know this is what draft is about, what a team needs. We can all go back to 82, 83. Portland didn't need a guard. They took Sam Bowie. So they're going to take the need that they need, unless you're just that bad and you're just going to take what you feel is the best overall player. Peterson, could be number one. I think your number ones are going to be between Boozer, Peterson, and AJ out there at BYU. I think those are your three potential front runners for the number one pick. There's no doubt he's a baller, but I mean, it's going to come down to that whole interview thing where they talk to him and find out more why we're, if you have character issues, there are certain teams that just won't draft a guy with character issues, and if they think he has them, they'll go somewhere else. The Spurs were notorious for not wanting to pick up players that had any kind of baggage on them. So I think it's just going to come down to how you feel, and if you feel maybe he was playing load management in college just so that he didn't get injured. I don't know. Tough decision there because it's always hard to figure out somebody's motivation for sitting out.
I don't think he's going to be the number one overall pick, even though I think if the right team landed at number one and really needed a guard like him, it's a possibility. But I think what's probably going to happen is they're going to probably put some bad news out there about him, say he's this or that, the load management thing. He's not somebody who is going to go out there and give you his all whenever he's not feeling 100%. Whatever the narrative might be to get him to fall to a certain position. So if there's a team who's really in love with him that are in those top, let's say 3, 4, 5 slots, they're probably going to put some bad news out there so that he can fall to them. I could definitely see something like that happening in this scenario right here. I hope that he go ahead and finishes this season strong so that he could sort of quiet any talk that might happen like that so he could possibly be the number one draft pick because I think he's a really, really talented basketball player and deserving of getting number one draft pick. What's his measurables? What is his height and stuff?
6'6", 205.
He's 6'6". Oh,
Man, listen, I hear y'all. I truly do. I love this draft class, period. A lot of great players. If his medicals check out, there's no way anybody is passing on him at one. Anybody.
we'll get to Mossberg's question here in 1 second after we answer this other question that deals with Peterson. What's your take on Peterson when he plays and misses time? When he plays and missing time for Kansas?
I mean, Kansas looks pretty good without him. But I don't know if Kansas plays more of everybody steps up when he's out. But you watch games where, Peterson's played. Look at the Iowa State game. Iowa State just pretty much clamped him down and was like, yeah, no, that's not happening. He didn't play. They beat Arizona. I don't know. I don't want to say it's his fault, but it just seems like there's some disconnect somewhere within that unit. When he's there, it's like everybody stands around and waits for him to make a play. Versus when he's out, other guys step up and make the play. I know against that Arizona game, kid's name I mentioned that's on Kansas, Jabari McDowell, a couple times. That kid's coming off the bench. He's not doing much, but against Arizona, he put up 10 in the first half. So I don't know about, I just think there's some disconnect in that and somewhere in that team when there's something going on there, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's the knock on him. Like there's something going on. And it could be arrogance. I know I'm the first pick. I know I'm a top 3 pick. I know I'm guaranteed to go to the NBA. I'm just here to get to the NBA. It could be some of that. That's the only knock against them is, the health concerns. Are they legit or is it a character issue? That's the question with Peterson. But I don't know, man. Is it enough to scare teams off? Time will tell. But that's definitely the knock on Peterson right now is, it's either a character issue or it's either legit health concerns. So we'll find out.
I remember watching Kansas in the beginning of the year, and before he came back, and we was like, man, if he don't eventually get the suit up, we don't know if this team is gonna make the tournament. Their ceiling is much extremely higher with him on the court than it is with him off the court. Uh, I mean, they can win some games without him. I mean, this is the Kansas basketball program we're talking about. We know they got talent on their team, but they do not. Nobody in the country has a dude like him. Um, the injuries and the sitting out. That's a whole another thing for the NBA to figure out when they come in and interview him about what's going on with that, and they put the doctors on him. But as far as him on the court and this Kansas program, they're going to be held to reckon with if he's on that court and he's healthy and they're playing in this March Madness.
Yeah, I've only seen him play a few times, man, and I know he's one heck of a ball player. But sometimes, man, you have to weigh your options because in the game of basketball, especially where he's probably going to land, those teams outside of Indiana might not be able to afford, and Indiana probably wouldn't even be a team who take him, as one take Zaya said, because they already got a backcourt. You really can't afford to make the mistake of taking a guy who may not be best for your organization when you have an opportunity to get somebody who may be a better fit for your organization. So I hope that whatever is going on, I hope it's not something that he can't overcome. I hope that he does whatever's necessary when these teams start to interview him and have conversations with him to see if he's going to be a good fit for their organization. Otherwise, he may not be number one.
I think that's fair.
Mossberg, oh, go ahead.
No, I'll just say I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, and I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised with the NBA politics if the Mavericks won this lottery and they paired him and Cooper together.
Hey, man, we seen stranger things happen, that's for sure.
I'd be okay with that.
Who's your number
I
one?
will too, Sean.
Who's your number one pick right now today? Mossberger said he's going with AJ based on everything he's seen so far. And he said the health plays a big part in probably why he will go over top of Peterson. What's your thoughts on that? Who will be your number one pick right now? I know it's probably based on what team picks first, but if the right team is there, who do you think is the right guy for any of those teams to pick at number one?
I mean, I like the Benson too, man. I think his ceiling is actually higher on the defensive end. Um, I I mean, for me, I'm taking Peterson, but really, you really can't really mess it up if you got the first few picks, in my opinion. I think all these guys would be a great pick in the first, 3 or 4 or 5 picks in the NBA draft. There's a lot of good players, a lot of good freshmen coming in. So, I mean, I'm not mad at the AJ pick either.
Yeah, I'm in the Peterson world as my number one pick. I think really the right question to ask. I like Moss's question, but the right question to ask is which one of these guys would we think is going to have the best NBA career, and that I say I'm going with Caleb Wilson out of all these dudes for real. I think he is the dude that's going to have the most accolades out of this whole draft coming up.
Yeah, so you can go with him as far as that question. I mean, and I really like that point guard out of Arkansas, Acuff. I like that dude. Um, if you're saying who's the number one pick, yeah, like I mentioned, AJ Boozer, Peterson, probably the top three. But if you're starting an NBA franchise, who are you taking number one? And I'm going to say Peterson. I think he's more of, I see him as more of a generational talent than I do the other two. Not to say anything against those other two; they're phenomenal players. I just think Peterson, with the size and the ability, is a whole different animal to me. So I'd have to go Peterson number one. But again, that's up for debate on who's drafting. So yep,
Yeah,
Peterson.
Either AJ or Peterson over Boozer. Even though I like Boozer's game, I think that Boozer might, of the three, he might have. Not that he doesn't have upside. I don't think he has the upside that the other two have, especially in the league that he's coming to in the NBA. I think those other two, their body types, their skill set is more uh, aligned with how the NBA game is right now. So I would go with either AJ or Peterson. But if I had to pick a number one, I'm gonna go with Peterson as well. I just think that at 6'6" in the backcourt, man, and we've seen what those 6'6" guys can do when you start thinking about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, what those guys have been able to do at the two position, and sometimes whenever they had to step at and handle the ball, they've been phenomenal. And I think that he could be a really, really good player. Maybe not those two guys, but a really good dude to play at that two spot or that one spot when necessary. Anything else y'all want to talk about Peterson before we move on? Anything else y'all want to drop about him? All right,
If
well, let's
he
go to the.
real
Yeah.
quick, Rob, if Peterson plays out the remainder of the schedule and the remainder of their season, however far they make it, without any injuries, any more hiccups, does that change his trajectory?
I don't think he can change his trajectory. I think he's already pretty much penciled in as top of the board anyway.
Well, let me say, will that change the narrative that's been surrounding him since he's been sitting out these games?
That 100%, 100%. If he don't miss another game, and let's say Kansas makes a hell of a run in the tournament, and he's the leader of it, which we all assume he would be, I don't think you can say anything bad that okay, well, he was hurt and he did have the flu, and we don't know how bad the flu was. Everybody says, well, Jordan played with a flu game. Different, way different. Uh, you talking about an 18-year-old kid? If he's got 104 fever, come on, man. Uh, so
Yeah, I mean, listen, my little nugget for these guys, man, get you some insurance policies, man. Especially if you're that highly touted, get you some insurance. Go on the court. We wouldn't be sitting here with these questions if you had insurance, and that's just my thought on it.
Yeah, I think more so than even finishing out this season. If they make it to the tournament and he goes in that tournament and he balls out and they make a nice run in that sucker, like make it to the Elite Eight, Final Four, I think teams are gonna in the NBA are gonna look and be like, this dude, he gotta be one of the top picks, man. I think even if he doesn't play all the games for the rest of this regular season, if he goes in that tournament and he balls out and they make a nice run, the NBA is going to definitely be looking at him as a guy that they could go ahead and continue to build their franchise around. If they got some other guys, some other pieces there as well. How do you feel about NBA Commissioner Adam Silver fining teams for tanking and load management?
Why now? You know what I mean? This been going on for some years. Load management, taking. Why now? Maybe because they feel like this draft class is generational. I don't know. But Me personally, fellas, I gotta keep it funky. I don't like Adam Silver as a commissioner. He's nothing like Stern. I'm sure in this great game of basketball, we could find a better commissioner. But I mean, if he does it, if he implements that and it changes how teams operate, which I doubt it will, then hey, I'm for it.
Yeah, man. He is bogus. He finding these teams candy money, man. 500,000 ain't touching no billionaire pocket. What was that's candy money? Like you gotta up the ante, man. You gotta start taking draft picks or something. You can't. Well, 500,000, man. They probably got a car in their driveway that they don't even use for that amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So nah, that's candy money, man. They ain't nobody caring about that. They gonna tank to get somebody that's gonna bring money to their organization for 10 plus years. You talking about 500,000 to $1 million? That ain't. It ain't. He already said he can't find a solution. Start taking picks. Start that. Hey, if you got a top 5 pick, you should have to drop back 10 spots or something. Something like that. Get creative. I bet you people stop tanking in.
Hey, now that
this
you
draft
mentioned
class,
that,
they may not. Go ahead, post game. Go ahead. You good?
no, I was just gonna say, now that Zay mentioned that, I did see somewhere where he talked about abolishing the NBA draft, period, and implementing those guys in the free agency out of college.
That's why we need to get him out of there. Exactly what you said, post game. That is the worst idea I ever heard of. How is these small market how is these small market teams supposed to get these guys? That is horrible.
You gonna have what's happening in baseball.
Exactly.
The Dodgers just pay everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the National League All-Star team next year is going to be the Dodgers because it's just insane. They're getting everybody they want, and you can't do that. 500,000, yeah, to these billionaires, dude, they'll find that in their couch cushions like we find quarters. So that ain't draft pick. You hit them right there. Draft picks, they take them. Oh, you was tanking? You ain't even in the lottery. You gonna pick last in the first round now. I'm not saying bump them down 5 spots. You drafted last in the first round. So, um, yeah, that's Adam Silver. I can't stand that guy. Anytime he comes on the TV, I got to change channel. I can't stand him. Um, Plus, he looked like the little alien from uh, Space Jam, Sean Bradley. When Sean Bradley character was in Space Jam, that's all I think about.
Don't we miss David Stern, man?
Boy,
Well, I mean, even though the penalty isn't that severe, I like the fact that at least it's being acknowledged that tanking and load management needs to be dealt with. Maybe this small consequence will eventually turn into something larger once if it continues, so that he can at least say, listen, I was trying to do something about it. I was charging y'all this. It didn't work. So now I got to up the ante. And he might have to keep on upping the ante until he get to a solution that we all believe will really hurt the owner's pockets and get it done that way. But at least I'm happy at the fact that they're at least recognizing that it's an issue and they're trying to address it.
I just thought of something real clever in my mind. I don't know. Let me say it out loud and see if it still sounds clever. Hey, you start an investigation. When you get your findings and you have your facts proven to what the tanking was, every game salary of the player that was out for those games should be put into a pot, and that's what you should charge them. Because then the owner gonna have to make them dudes start playing. You feel me? Because after that, Paul George sat out. He got suspended for 25 games. I think they said he lost like $11 million. Now that ain't candy money. Now that's not candy money right there.
Yeah, for sure. Dame Lillard won the 3-point contest during All-Star weekend, but hasn't played this season. How amazing was that?
Loved it. Loved
Pretty
it.
good.
Hey, and you know, he kind of rounded the troops. He DM'd Steph Curry after that, said, I need to see you in the next year's 3-point contest. Steph Curry said he gonna call Clay. Now they gotta get some more shooters like Con Cadipple and who else? I don't know. There's guys out there though, but I want to see all three of them, all four of them, and Con. Yeah, let's make it real.
I liked it. I mean, we've talked about the All-Star game and trying to do different things for it, right? Why not? I mean, he didn't play all year. He won the 3-point contest. Well, what's the problem with doing somebody that's out of the league that retired a couple years ago wants to come and try to just shoot threes? Bring them back in. I don't know. I mean, it's just something that could be worked in to add a little flavor to it. But it was pretty cool to see. I mean, to me, it just proves that guys that play basketball or any sport, even when they're out, are still working on their craft.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to be. I mean, I think it was amazing that for one that he won it and not having been able to play all season because of injury or whatnot, and he was able to participate in at least this 3-point contest and won it. But I also do like that idea of having some of the older players. They don't necessarily got to be competing with the NBA players who are playing currently, but I would love to see a Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, and a couple of those other guys who were great 3-point shooters get in there and just have that as part of the All-Star weekend. I think that would be great for them to say or to see that, oh man, so and so can still shoot that rock. I think that would be an amazing idea too. Hopefully, post game will be able to jump back in. The Kings, Wizards, Pelicans, Pacers, and Nets have the worst records in the league. If they draft in that order, who are the top 5 picks?
Oh, I must have missed this question. If the Kings go first, I think they're gonna take Peterson. Health or not, even if they find something in his health, they'll take Peterson, just because that's one of the franchises in the NBA that's basketball purgatory. They don't mind being terrible. The Wizards, if this is the order, right?
Yeah.
The Wizards. If I'm the Wizards, I'll probably take. Ooh, that's tough. I'll probably take Boozer for real. I'm the Wizards. Because Anthony Davis is over there, man. You know what I mean? Like, injury prone. What are we talking about? Pelicans. I don't know. This is tough. Flemings is a good pick right there at the Pelicans. The Pacers, I'll go Caleb Wilson right there, and then the Nets, probably Keaton Wagler or even Nate Ament, the dude from Tennessee. I look at either one of those, just to give a big flavor on there too. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. I have to. I ain't even look into that for real like that. Because I don't think the Kings. No, I don't think the Wizards really are second most likeliest to get the second pick right now. I think it's the Pacers. So I was looking at it from that viewpoint.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Kings are taking Peterson. The Wizards more than likely going to take Boozer, because you've got to have somebody to back up and replace the always disabled. I mean, Anthony Davis. That's what I've called him since he came to Dallas. The others are, man, just, I don't know. They're kind of toss-ups. You could probably put those next 3 picks, probably you could probably run a group of 7 to 8 guys through those 3 teams, and you'd get it wrong every time. Devance is going to be in there. The next question is, how many of these guys? I mean, do you have any chance of any of these freshmen coming back, or do you think they all go?
They are, man.
See, I agree. I think they all go, but in this day and age of college athletics, I don't know. You know, I mean, obviously Peterson, Debanza, Boozer, I'm pretty sure are all going to go, but like you've got the other freshman dude down in Houston, Sanak, I think. The dude's got like a 7'5" wingspan. Does he go? They've talked about him moving himself, the way he plays defense and stuff, moving up. Does he go, or does he come back? So it's going to be curious to see. And then plus, you never know with the NBA draft lottery and all that, how that's going to fall. I mean, hell, that could be the Mavericks sitting number 1. So.
Yeah, what you think, Pulse? If these teams drafted in that order, who would they pick 1 through 5? Who would go where?
I'm gonna stay true to my board, and of course, it's subject to change. You know, we still got a lot of basketball left in college. Still got the whole draft process, but as of right now, I'm taking Peterson to the Kings. I'm taking uh Debassa with the Wizards. The Pelicans, I'm actually gonna say Wilson takes, or the Pelicans take Wilson. The reason why I take Wilson over Boozer, I think Wilson's athleticism is what's going to separate him once they do the combine and all that. That's that dude is like a freakish athlete. And I think Boozer, while a great prospect and a great player, I don't think he has the kind of athleticism that a Wilson has. So that will lead me to the Pacers taking Boozer. And the Nets, man, I can see anybody from Flemings to Acuff to what's the kid from Louisville?
Michael Brown.
Yeah, I can see any of those 3 guys rounding out the 5th pick for the Nets.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, Rob. 4 guys because I got to throw Wagler in there. So any of those 4 guys for me can be the 5th pick.
yeah. Man, I couldn't tell you because I don't watch it that closely. And if I couldn't tell you, all I know is AJ, Peterson, and Boozer are probably the top 4 guys out there. But y'all dropped some other names with Wilson and Fleming, Wagler from Illinois. Y'all dropped some other names in there. So I'm anxious to see how it's going to fall once they decide what the pecking order is going to be in the draft lottery. And then we'll see where these guys go. I think that's going to be a very intriguing draft, especially with so many talented young players coming out. I would like to see where they go. And we still got to see the tournament to see who's going to step up in the tournament and really solidify themselves as an NBA draft pick who might be a second round guy right now, but might ball out in the tournament and show that he got them goods and mess around and creep into the first round. So I'm anxious to see how that's going to go. Anything else y'all want to discuss basketball related while we're still got a couple of minutes to go before we reach 1 hour?
Man, listen, I hope the Wizards get the number 2 pick because that's slowly becoming one of my favorite, most interesting teams in the NBA. You know, Trey Young, Trey Johnson, Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George. They got some dudes over there. And if they could put like a Debasta or any of these top dudes, they add one more dude, they real interesting, bro. I'm telling you, they is a very interesting team.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. That's as long as I call him Band-Aid, but if Anthony Davis could stay healthy somehow, some way, and I know that's wishful thinking, fellas, but man, if he can be 70, 80%, man, they now you cooking with grease in Washington.
See him talking about Greg Oden in the chat.
Yeah, it's my boy. It's my
Yep.
boy.
Yeah, that dude was ferocious.
Yeah.
Ferocious.
Yep.
Yeah,
That,
we
hated to see injuries cut his career down. Hated to see it. Hated it. What? I haven't followed it close enough. Somebody tell me whatever happened to Zion.
Man, what hasn't happened to Zion,
But
bro?
I mean, dude, he's gonna be the face of the NBA. No, no, he's gonna be the face of sitting on the sideline. I mean, oh, I don't know. I mean, where's he even at?
Nah, he been playing this year though. He been
I,
playing.
I don't even know where he's at. Is he still in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Oh,
He been playing. He been balling too, though. For real, he been balling under the radar this year. For real. You
I
better.
don't know.
Hey, they just in that market though. You know, you're not gonna hear nothing about New Orleans. They in that market and they not good, so you're not gonna really hear. But he been on the court balling this year. Literally, for real though. Like, hey, when they played San Antonio like 3-4 weeks ago, he dunked on Wemby like 3 times in that game.
I love the kid. I loved his game. I mean, I watched him all through college, but I honestly, that was a legit question. I wasn't trying to make fun of the kid. I literally did not know. I didn't even know he was still in New Orleans.
I think
I
he in a
thought he might.
contract year, bro. So
Yeah.
he out there. Yeah, in the contract year, you got to be out there.
I mean, as far as I knew, he was playing for the Shanghai Golden Lions or something. I really did not know. So I appreciate that. Now I need to go look up what he's been doing because, dude, for the first few years, he was just nothing. He was in the
Yeah,
topics of the one of the biggest busts ever.
yeah, because a lot of people question his heart and whether he really wanted to put the work in to become the type of player that he is capable of being. But yeah, I agree with Zay, man. I mean, I think he's having a quiet under the radar year. He's only played 24 games, or excuse me, 40 games thus far. So it's a little bit better to where he's been the last few years. 30 games played last season. Season before that, 70, 22, 23, 29. So hopefully he's able to stay consistent and stay on the basketball court because I'm like y'all, man, that dude has freakish athleticism, man. And you know, I enjoy watching Zion play. I just hope he can stay out of trouble with the P stars and stay healthy. And Zion be fine.
You say he played 40 games post?
Yeah, he played 40 games up to this point.
That ain't bad. He's still in the running for awards at the end of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I wasn't trying to start nothing bad about the kid. I just, I know he had a bunch of injuries. He apparently liked driving through fast food restaurants for a year or so. Because I know he ballooned up well over like 300 pounds at one point. Um, but I'm hoping he got everything figured out and under control with everything, and you know, because I think the kid can, or I don't know, he's not really a kid anymore, I guess, but the guy can play, man.
Man, I think we just need to sing somewhere where it's meaningful, like L.A. Hey, if he's somewhere where the lights shine bright, I don't think we had these problems with Zion, honestly.
That's a good point. That could be. He may be somebody that needs that spotlight. He had it in college, and he was the face of college basketball. And then he went to New Orleans, where I guess, but you put him in one of the bigger markets, or even somebody that's got a on TV a lot, even Oklahoma City, something like a smaller market, but they're good and they're in the spotlight a lot. But I don't know. I hope it works out for him. So we'll see what happens.
Who's your favorite to win the NCAA tournament as of today?
Still Arizona. I'm still leaning Arizona. I'm not worried too much about back-to-back losses. Not against the competition they lost to. It'd be different if they lost to, some bottom feeding teams, but those are two pretty good programs they lost to. So, and they were close games. So Arizona's still my leader.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna have to go Florida. I would have to go Florida, man. They got 3 6'10", 6'11" guys. They got 3 guards, and all of them down there, all of them can shoot for real. So,
but I couldn't go Florida because then you'd have come on and yelled at me for being an SEC homer. So
he said favorite, not who gonna win it all, who your favorite is, But I mean, I like Florida. My second I would pick would be Michigan, of course, who just moved up to number 1 in the rankings. That Mara kid can't be guarded for real. So I don't know. I like Florida though. I like their depth. I like their versatility. So I would say Florida.
Yeah, as long I'm with you on this one, SEC Sean. As long as Cole Pete health is fine. I know he set out the second half of the last game. I think they'll get their self together because they still probably, I haven't looked it up, but I'm pretty sure they've had the hardest schedule up to this point. We gotta remember they've already beaten UConn. They've already beaten Florida, a couple of SEC teams. So I still favor Arizona, man. I mean, how many national championship teams have dropped a couple games in the regular season? It doesn't mean too much to me. I'm still gonna favor Arizona.
Man, that kid Aberdeen that plays for Kentucky that transferred from Florida, if he was on that Florida roster, bro, I would be saying Florida too. Because I think he might be better than the guards that they got in that backcourt, even though they got some nice dudes in that backcourt. And FanDuel, I mean, one take Zaya, you on to something, man. That big backcourt, and you got a defensive stopper in the one kid, number 9, I think is his number. He can guard every position, bro. And when you got a guy who you can throw out there like a Scottie Pippen to really be long and lengthy on some of those guards, man, it could get him some trouble, like we seen teams do last year with that guard Ziegler from Tennessee. When they put a larger guy on him, man, this guy can really create some issues for teams that got those kind of guards. And I think that Florida is really one of those tough teams. I'm not going to say that they're my favorite to win it, but they're definitely one of those tough teams. I'm going to go with Houston. I think that somebody from the Big 12 is going to win this thing, man. I'm going to pick Houston.
Yeah, Florida is, it's kind of weird. Florida, nobody's really still talking about them yet. They're still kind of flying under the radar. But say you right. Those 6'9", 6'10", 6. They got a 7'9" guy sitting over on the bench.
I ain't even know him.
Dude, go just watch the end of a Florida game. And don't even watch the game. Just watch the handshake line, and you'll see like Condon, who's like 7'1", and then you'll see a guy's shoulders behind him. You don't even see his head. It's insane. And he don't play much. I mean, he's a freshman, but 7'9". That's just wow.
What's your thoughts on some of these players who are coming from overseas who have played professional ball, and then they come over and they get an opportunity to play collegiately? Do you think they're a little bit further ahead going towards the NBA than some of the players here in the States?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what would have happened if Luka came over and played college ball? That would have been insane. I mean, there's a kid. Everybody's ripped on. Not everybody, but there's been some talks about A&M down there when they got that kid Ruben Dominguez, who played professionally in Spain. I mean, yeah, he's not going to win any awards or anything, but the kid's a depth. He's a shooter and he's good. But I think he's a little further ahead than he would have been had he not. So I don't know. I think you're going to get into the whole eligibility thing again when you start doing. They're playing pro now. They're playing, So I don't have a problem with it.
I it was a point in time where I was okay with it, but now that the world is catching up, I'm starting to see that it's probably starting to become an advantage to European players, because you're already playing against grown men when you're professional, so you're adjusting to playing the stronger, bigger guys, or women, whatever. So the talent gap though was so much of a difference, not in the distant future. I mean past, to where it was like, okay, even though they were playing professionally European basketball, it was still like, okay, our college athletes could probably beat their professional athletes or be on the same court as them. But now that the talent gap, I think, is changing, I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think if you took a couple of those professional teams now, I think they'd probably wipe the floor with a lot of these college teams now. So it's definitely a competitive edge, but I still don't have a problem with it, because at the end of the day, it's still growing the game globally, and that's all you really want to see happen, is the game grow globally. That's how you get the best product.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them coming over and playing college basketball. Although I believe they do have an advantage, playing in those Euro professional leagues. They playing against other grown men out there. They probably come over here tough as nail and ready to play physical basketball. So, I mean, is it an advantage? Yeah. Do I mind? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think when we look at the college game, even though a few of them have started to come over and play at the collegiate level, we haven't seen any of them dominating to the point that we see the players who play in the United States are dominating in college basketball. I mean, all the guys that we named so far, I don't think any of them came from overseas. When you talk about who are going to be the top 5 picks in the NBA draft, um, which I think that has been a plus. But I think I like the fact that they do get to come over here and play first, because we were seeing there where a trend was a lot of the top picks were coming from overseas, uh, and they weren't necessarily coming from the college ranks of players who grew up and played in the United States. So I kind of like that option for them. So at least it sort of maybe evens the playing field going to the NBA, if you're going to do a one and done for sure. Because I think we're about to see a bunch of college guys who are freshmen that are going to come and play in the NBA next year, and most of those guys are playing collegiate ball and they're from the United States. Anything else y'all want to add? We right up at 1 hour. Anything else y'all want to add? I'm going to be gone for the rest of the week, so I won't be back until next Tuesday.
Or you about to go out of town?
Yeah.
I don't know, but North Carolina getting popped right now by NC State.
What state you visiting?
I'm going to Detroit, Michigan.
Nice.
Is Michigan still slamming Purdue?
It's final. It was 91-80.
It was 42-22 when I looked earlier.
Purdue must have made a little run, get back in it a little bit.
Anything y'all want to add about women's basketball?
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, women's basketball is popping too, man. I mean, I enjoy their game just as much as the men. If we talking college basketball, I mean, it's a lot of good women out there, young ladies out there, man. You got your girl in Texas, Rob. If you like post play, you got Beers and Crooks, an old girl from UCLA, point guard play. You got Hidalgo, you got Miles, old girl from Ohio. It's a lot, man. It's the girls' game. They hooping too, bro. That's a fact. They hooping. And I've been impressed with the ladies just as much as I have been with the men.
Yeah, hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I got a new favorite player in college basketball on the women's tip. I don't know if y'all familiar with Kiyomi McMiller from Penn State. She got all the juice. Hey, she got so much juice. Like, it just, no offense, she just looked like a dude playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like the way she move, and it's like not stiff. It's just loop, man. I'm sorry, y'all. Juju will always be number one. But in the absence of Juju, Kiyomi McMiller, man, Penn State, check her out, bruh. She be carrying them by herself.
I keep up with a little bit of it, not quite as much as probably some others, but I do know one girl. You say you got that one up there at Penn State. I tell you one to watch play at Vanderbilt. Michaela Blake's. Oh my, she is phenomenal. So if you get a chance, look her up.
Put it on Texas.
That girl's crazy. I know on the SEC network on Saturday nights they do their little recap of the stuff, and Darius Slay gets on there and he does his sleigh ride, and he just handed her the keys. He said, "You just take the car. You own it now." She's good. She's really good. So yeah, I think this is going to be one of the best women's tournaments we've seen in a long time, for sure. I think it's starting to spread out a little more.
Yeah.
It's not just what UConn, South Carolina winning it every year, Stanford, Notre Dame. I think you've got a lot more teams that are in the mix this year.
Yeah, I like her, man. I'm glad you brought her up, man, because I had so much faith in Vanderbilt last season that Vanderbilt literally destroyed all my women's brackets because I had that much faith in her. But I believe this year they have an even better team, and they're going to definitely do some damage in the NCAA tournament. But like you said, I mean, I still think UConn is the favorite, but like the parity, like I think it's gonna be challenging for them to repeat as champions, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of those other teams like LSU, South Carolina, UCLA, Vanderbilt, even a TCU, because I love their style of playing their point guard. I think it's the best pure point guard in college basketball, but I mean, I agree it's wide open, man, but I still lean UConn.
I think it's wide open for second place. I think UConn is the best team on the women's side of college basketball. Who's going to play them in the championship game? I think that's wide open. But I really don't see anybody messing with them, man. I've watched Texas play some of those really, really good teams, and Vanderbilt put it on them. And I think I've said this before. Whenever Texas comes up against a team who can shoot the three and can spread them out and keep them and can get up and down the floor, so Texas can't get in them half court defensive sets, they're gonna give Texas trouble. And Vanderbilt gave them hell when they played last week. They rebounded back and ended up beating Tennessee. Tennessee has a really good player on their team that's really, really nice at the point guard position, who gave Roy Harmon fits. I think it's just a lot of really good collegiate woman basketball players that is going to force the WNBA to expand, because you cannot afford to let their playing career end either after the college is done or they got to go overseas and play. I think the WNBA is going to have to expand to keep some of them dynamic players that we're seeing playing in college ball right now, so that they can have a home to play here in the United States. All right, y'all. Well, if we ain't got nothing else, we can go ahead and wrap it up. And then I'll see y'all again on Tuesday. But y'all hold it down and do y'all thing the rest of the week. I probably won't even be in the chat.
Hey, Rob, man, you got to come check out nephew, man. It's tournament time. He's starting to flip that switch and come into his own. You know, they got back-to-back wins, one against the number one team in the state against Newark. He was the second leading scorer in that game, true sophomore, you know, and then came back and did his thing down in Trotwood yesterday. Man, I'm telling you, man, this boy, he on his way. He on his way. Give him 15 pounds of muscle and 2 inches, and he might end up in the Big Ten, bro.
I'm gonna have to definitely come and check him out. All right, y'all. Will y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's evening?
I'll be going tomorrow. I'll handle tomorrow with a preview for the weekend.
Cool. All right, y'all. Well, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's evening, and we'll see y'all again tomorrow, Thursday, probably Friday, definitely Saturday, definitely Sunday, and back again on Tuesday. Y'all have a good one. Thank you all for joining the show, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.